When you think of Jamaica, you probably picture reggae, beaches, and Bob Marley. But did you know this island is also home to billionaires, tycoons, and hidden empires of wealth? Today, we're diving into the world of Jamaica's richest people. From business moguls who built industries from scratch, to families who control entire sectors of the economy. Stick around, because number one on this list will surprise you. Number 10, Usain Bolt. Net worth around $90 million. Let's start the countdown with a name recognized in every corner of the globe. Yep, the fastest human ever to grace our planet is, ironically, the poorest person on today's exclusive list. Let that incredible fact roll around in your head for a second. With a net worth of around $90 million, Usain Bolt's fortune is a masterclass in turning athletic genius into a commercial empire. Sure, the prize money from his countless gold medals was significant, but the real earth-shattering haul came from a stampede of global brands lining up with open checkbooks. Pula, Gatorade, Hublot, and Digicel weren't just sponsoring an athlete. They were buying into a legend, a symbol of human perfection. Retirement from the track in 2017 barely slowed his financial sprint. He seamlessly transitioned from athlete to entrepreneur. Ventures like his Champion Shave line, the popular Tracks and Records restaurant chain that bottles his vibe for the masses, and a quiet, strategic stake in a burgeoning fintech startup ensure that the direct deposits remain as lively and consistent as ever. Bolt proved that his speed was just the beginning. His true genius lies in his ability to monetize his charisma. Ultimately, Bolt's iconic smile and his to-the-world pose are still the island's most valuable and most beloved export. Number 9, Jimmy Cliff. Net worth, roughly $100 million. From the lightning-fast world of sprinting, we move to the timeless realm of reggae. At number 9 is a man whose voice is woven into the very fabric of Jamaican culture, Jimmy Cliff. Long before most of us were born, he put the defiant anthem, "The Harder They Come," into the world's jukebox. And the royalties from that single act of creation still show up like clockwork decades later. With a net worth estimated around $100 million, his wealth isn't just about a single song from a 1972 film. That soundtrack is credited with bringing reggae to the world, opening the door for countless other artists. His fortune is a testament to the enduring power of a legacy built on authenticity. Add to that the earnings from decades of global tours, where audiences still flock to hear his iconic voice, lucrative licensing deals for his music in films and commercials, and a publishing catalog that has aged better than a bottle of Appleton 30-year rum. Here you have a living legend who has never needed to chase fleeting trends or compromise his art. He created something immortal, and the world continues to pay him for it, year after year. Number 8, Ashenheim family. Combined net worth above $300 million. Now we pivot from the public icons to the silent architects of the Jamaican economy. The Ashenheim family is the definition of old school, deeply private, and in the modern age, seemingly allergic to selfies. Their combined net worth is estimated to be above $300 million. Yet you will not find them flaunting it on social media. Instead, you'll find their fingerprints everywhere you look, embedded in the very foundations of the island's commerce. Thinking about major construction projects? They've held a significant slice of Caribbean cement. What about the company that distributes tobacco products? Chet Carrera's Jamaica. And that potent, overproof rum your uncle insists on using despite the sorrel every December? That's them too, through their historical influence in the beverage industry. The Ashenheims represent a different kind of wealth, one that doesn't scream for attention, but is present in the background of daily life. It's quiet money that speaks through influence and foundational investments, generating incredibly loud bank statements from the shadows. Their power isn't in being seen. It's in being indispensable. Number 7. Chang family. Wealth spread across tasty, purity, and Fantana. From old school industry, we move to the essentials of everyday life. The Chang family has built an empire by embedding themselves into the daily routine of nearly every Jamaican. Are you craving a hot, flaky patty at 2 a.m. from a 24-hour location? You're funding the Changs through their iconic brand, Tasty. Do you need a fresh loaf of bread for breakfast sandwiches? Purity, another one of their staples, is already on the kitchen table. Making a stop for a prescription on the way home from work? Their Fantana pharmacy chain has you covered. This is not a story of a single flashy success, but of a multi-generational strategy that caters to the fundamental needs of the population. For 3 generations, the Chang family has operated this island-wide food and pharmacy loop with the efficiency of a global corporation, but with the personal touch of a family kitchen. Their genius lies in owning the loop of daily life, making their brands not just a choice, but a habit for millions of people across the island. Number 6, Issa family. Net worth about $300 million. Here we have a story of exponential growth, a perfect example of how one smart venture can snowball into a massive, diversified empire. The Issa family's journey into immense wealth began with a single cool oasis gas station in Montego Bay. From that solitary starting point, their portfolio exploded into an astonishing collection of over 50 different companies. Their influence now stretches across the island. You see it in the Flow communication towers that connect us, the sleek VW dealerships selling new cars, and the robust insurance outfits protecting families and businesses. Their recipe for success, valued at about $300 million, has been consistent and ruthlessly effective. It involves identifying a need, grabbing the franchise or starting the venture, and then polishing it with relentless operational excellence until it gleams. Once the model is perfected, they simply let the power of time, compound interest, and brand recognition do all the heavy lifting. The Issa family story is a powerful lesson in scaling success, one cool venture at a time. Number 5, Oren family, Grace Kennedy. Net worth, north of $500 million. If you open a pantry almost anywhere in Jamaica, you're likely to see it, the iconic yellow, red, and green tin of a Grace Kennedy product. But that familiar sight on every shelf is only half the story behind the Oren family's immense fortune, which is estimated to be north of $500 million. Grace Kennedy, the company they are associated with, operates on a powerful 2-cylinder engine, food and finance. While the food division keeps them in every kitchen, the financial arm moves serious cash through global remittances. Every auntie in Toronto, every cousin in London, every parent in New York sending US dollars back home to support their family is, in a small way, contributing to the family's wealth. Each transaction, no matter how small, slips a tiny handling fee into the Orens' back pocket through Grace Kennedy's financial services. This brilliant combination of being a trusted food provider and a vital financial conduit creates a quiet, unshakable, and ever-growing fortune. It's a masterstroke of business, linking the diaspora directly to the family's bottom line. Number 4, Getty's family. Net worth, around $600 million. This is where old money meets a national treasure. The Getty's family fortune is inextricably linked with one of Jamaica's most famous exports, Red Stripe beer. These cousins, with a net worth of around $600 million, aren't the ones brewing the beer itself. Instead, they've mastered the art of distribution. This means that with each pop and hiss of a cold one being opened, from a bar in Trenchtown to a resort in Porty, a few cents find their way back to the family. It might not sound like much, but now multiply that by a few billion bottles sold over decades, both locally and internationally. Suddenly, you begin to understand the sheer scale of this operation and why their family photos remain conspicuously absent from social media. The Geddes family represents the quiet power of being the essential middleman, the unseen hand that places a beloved product into the hands of millions. Their wealth isn't just liquid, it's a torrent. Number 3. Desnos family. Net worth, also around $600 million. Tied with the Geddes family at an estimated net worth of around $600 million is the Desnos family, whose legacy is also deeply rooted in Jamaica's most iconic lager. While the Geddes mastered distribution, the Desnos family's wealth stems from the very creation of Desnos and Geddes, the original brewery behind Red Stripe. Descendants like Paul and Lee are said to still cash checks that trace back to the original 1928 red-labeled classic, a testament to the enduring power of a single, brilliant product. However, they haven't just rested on that legacy. Demonstrating keen foresight, they've branched out, diversifying their portfolio into the lucrative worlds of craft rum and exclusive boutique hotels, the kind of high-end establishments that charge more for a single night's stay than most Jamaicans earn in an entire month. For a bit of fun trivia, if you were to stack every single bottle of Red Stripe they've ever sold, the line would wrap around the entire globe twice. Cheers to the incredible power of liquid assets. Number 2. Stewart family. Net worth, roughly $1 billion. At number 2, we have the family that redefined Caribbean luxury for the entire world. Gordon Butch Stewart, the late, visionary patriarch of the Stewart family, took a simple idea and turned it into a billion-dollar empire. He brilliantly convinced the world that the word sandals was synonymous with barefoot luxury, an all-inclusive dream of pristine beaches and endless indulgence. He then cloned that dream, planting his resorts on every postcard-perfect beach you can possibly name across the Caribbean. Today, the empire continues to thrive under the next generation. His son, Adam Stewart, now sells those idyllic honeymoons and dream vacations as the executive chairman of Sandals Resorts. Meanwhile, his daughter, Jacqueline Stewart, caters to the luxury market on the ground, selling high-end BMWs and Jaguars through the family's automotive group. It's a perfectly symbiotic empire. One division sells the dream of a sunset getaway, and the other sells the luxury car for the drive home. Number 1. Joseph M. Madeline. Net worth $3.6 billion. We have arrived at the top of the list, at the pinnacle of Jamaican wealth. And the man who sits here is a figure of immense power and near total public invisibility. With a staggering net worth of $3.6 billion, Joseph M. Madeline is the richest Jamaican alive, and he has achieved this without ever needing to trend on Twitter. There are virtually no interviews, no selfies, no public displays of wealth. There is only his influence, which is as solid and visible as the Kingston skyline itself, much of which his companies have helped build. Madeline's ICD Group is a sprawling conglomerate with tentacles that spread across insurance, banking, massive real estate developments, and telecommunications, growing like ivy on an old, powerful wall. Most business leaders and politicians know the initials ICD and the power they represent. Almost nobody knows the man behind them. That is the ultimate power move. That is how you build a multi-billion-dollar fortune and become the wealthiest person on the island while remaining a ghost to the public. 10 stories, 10 fortunes, and 10 radically different hustles. What this list proves is that Jamaica's wealth is a deep and complex ocean, far richer and more varied than just reggae beats and rum punch. We've seen a sprinter turn his speed into a global brand, a musician turn a single song into a lifelong pension, and silent families build empires in cement, groceries, and finance. And at the very top, we've met a phantom billionaire whose influence is everywhere and whose face is nowhere. If today's list flipped your assumptions about where the real money on the island lies, do us a favor and smash that like button so the algorithm knows you want more deep dives like this. More importantly, drop a comment below and tell us who you thought would top the charts. Was there a name you were shocked to see or shocked to not see? Tag that friend who still swears that Usain Bolt runs the whole island, And make sure you subscribe, because next week, we're going even deeper. We're spilling the names of the silent investors who actually own most of the Caribbean's most famous rum brands. You'll be surprised. See you then.